All right. Hello, Purple Hearts. Welcome to the recap. I am your host, Sexy Harlem 125. And I am here on this Sunday to go over the questions of the day from last week with you all. So, I usually start off by telling you what I did for the week. Um, I went out, I think it was Tuesday. I went out, I think it was Tuesday. I went out and I wanted to go to Old Navy because I am specifically, well, I was specifically looking for a bag, okay? Looking for a bag. So I went inside. Well, first I went to the website, of course. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that Old Navy. Oh my God, here we go. Please hold. All right, I think they did that on purpose. But anyway, if you haven't been checking, Old Navy has a new slew of pocketbooks. Okay. A whole new slew of pocketbooks. They are some of them are suede, some of them are faux leather, some of them are that puffer material. So I was looking for one bag in particular, and I found it. It's really nice. It's really big on the inside, and I can put all of my things inside when I get ready to go for my infusions. For those of you that are new, I do have lupus, so I go for an infusion every month. I wanted a bag that would um hold all my things, like my tablet, my stand, my phone, my wallet, my blanket, my neck pillow, my extra pair of socks that I take, all these things. I wanted that particular bag to hold these things. So I went to Old Navy, which is a couple of blocks from me, and I went and I got the bag. I also got some socks. Old Navy has some cute socks, some cute like ankle socks. So they had it in two different versions. So I got both versions, both colors. Hey, Bionic Granny, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So I went on and I had what, $8 in rewards when I got to the register. I just told her to take it off. So once I left Old Navy, I said, all right. Now they also, Old Navy also dropped some jackets as well as a whole slew of bags that they have. So the bags are real nice. I'm gonna tell y'all need to go, and if you're looking for a pocketbook, they even got the mini version of the big bag that I have. Hey, Sonia J, how are you? I hope you're doing well. They have the mini version. Now, this bag that I have that I purchased looks green to me. I don't know, but it's actually beige. They have green, beige. No, they have beige, burgundy. They call it wine. So we're going to call it wine. um, beige wine, and I think black, but I didn't see any black bags. Yo, they swooped in and got those bags, okay? Yep, all is well. I'm glad you're doing well. So I left Old Navy and I walked back home and I said, well, I'm not tired, so let me go downtown to Burlington. Yeah, I got a Burlington on where I live, a couple of blocks from Old Navy, but I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go downtown to 23rd Street. So I get all the way down there, and they really don't have any coats. And I'm like, what the hell? This is Burlington Coat Factory. Where the damn coats at? They had some on this rolling hanger thing, and I'm like, I'm trying to look, and he's saying, no, miss, you can't look at those. I said, what? I can't look. I said, I'm not touching, I'm looking. So, we laughed and got into a whole conversation. But anyway, I finally found a coat. So I said, this, it's not anything that I truly wanted, but it's reversible. It's a puffer on one side and the other side. And I mean, you can dress it up, dress it down, It was only $40. I expected to spend at least $70 on a coat. I was prepared. Hey, CCN TV, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So, I expected to spend at least $70, but that wasn't the case. Okay, this coat that I brought was only $40, and I'm not complaining. The only complaint I do have is that I wanted a 3/4, and this is not that. Okay. What I will do is I will share. I'll put a picture of the coat on my community wall. I'm telling you, I'm ready to give this coat away. But anyway, anyway, the line, if anybody goes to Burlington, they know this line is long, okay? So I get online and I'm almost to the front. I got like 3 people in front of me. So now this guy, it's always one of us. It's always one of us. He's like 5 people behind me. So now he's standing there, he's all agitated with his run over sneakers on and his holy pants, and he's, I gotta go to work. I can't stand in this line. So he leaves the line, passes all the people, passes me, and goes to the register. I'm looking at all these clear people and I'm going, you let this man walk in front of you? I'm looking at the Spanish lady behind me and looking at the Chinese couple in front of me, and I'm going, what are y'all doing? So now he gets to the register and he says, I'm quite sure none of these people have a problem with me coming up here and doing my purchase. Yeah, run over sneakers. I'll say it like this, those sneakers have seen better days, okay? All right, so now he's up at the register and he says, come on, dude. I know these people don't mind me getting in front of them, I gotta go to work. You know what yeah. You know what I did, right? The guy that was getting ready, that is the cashier, he looks over at all of us, and not this line is damn near 17 people long, and ain't nobody saying nothing. Nobody. Well, you know me. I said I got a problem with it and raised my hand. I have a problem with you skipping me. Yes, I did. Y'all can't take me nowhere. Y'all can't take me nowhere. I was not having it. I wasn't having it. I wasn't having it. I'm telling you. I raised my hand and I said, I have a problem with it. He looks over at me and says, well, you the only one. I said, that's right. I'm the only one. I'm speaking for everybody in this line right now. Everybody. You can't just come up here and skip all of us. How you go? So the guy that was the cashier said, I'm sorry. You gonna have to go back in line where you was or to the end of the line. Do you know what this do y'all know what he did? This is the craziest shit. That's why I said run over sneakers. Okay, that right there should give you a clue. His sneakers was ran over. Okay. Oh God. Yes, he did. He lost his rabbit ass mind. So he took the shoes that he had in his head and he said, fuck this. I gotta go to work, and slung the sneakers behind the doggone counter where the man was standing at. Now the sneakers didn't hit nobody because it was only 3 registers open. So where he slung them at, nobody was there. So now he took the Chinese couple that was in front of me and he rang them up and everything like that. And then he said next, but when he said next, he had a big ass smile on his face. I was like, I got up there and I said, this is exactly what I said. I said, oh, he tried it. He tried it, but it wasn't happening. No. It wasn't happening. Not when I'm in line, not when I'm paying my money. And you way back there? He said, I know, right? He said, girl, I knew somebody was going to say something, but I didn't know it was going to be you. I said, you damn right I was going to say something. Why would I let him come in front of me? Okay. So me and him talked for a little minute. I didn't want to hold up the line because I know there's other people waiting. So I told him, I said, you have a great day. He folded my coat up real nice, put it in the bag, and I go downstairs. So now when I go downstairs, I'm like, wait a minute, where are the sheets at? So I said, you know what? Because my body started to get tired. And I said, I did too much. Walking. After I went to Old Navy, I should have just stayed my ass home. But I came downtown. All right. So now I'm getting ready to get on the train. I turn the corner, okay? Because when you come out of Burlington, you got to come to the corner. As a matter of fact, when I turned the corner, the train station was right there. Because anyone who knows New York knows that Burlington, the one I went to, is on 23rd Street and 6th Avenue. So now I could have taken the train back home, but I didn't want to take the train because it was rush hour. So I'm like, I'm going to take the bus. I crossed the street, and who do I see standing outside with a bag on the ground and a cup in their hand? Take a wild guess who I saw. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And at first I was like, I passed by, and then I was like, wait a minute, where's the bus stop? Because the bus stop was in the middle of the block. So now I turned to my right, and he was standing right there on the corner with supermarket bags, and had a cup in his hand, shaking the little change inside, talking about, can you help a hungry person out? Can you help? Wait a minute. Homeboy, you was just in Burlington getting ready to buy them damn shoes that you absolutely needed. Them sneakers have seen better days, I'm telling you. They have seen better days. They have seen better days. So Jason, wait a minute. Yes. Yes. It's always a line in Burlington, TJ Maxx, and Ross. Yes. So now I look at him, and he look at me, and scrunch. He had the nerve to look at me and scrunch up his nose. I said to myself, he better not even take not one step. Okay? He better not say nothing to me. He better not approach me. He better not take one step, because he'll be break dancing on the ground. Okay? I carry my shit everywhere. I guess so. He holding up the corner. I guess that's his job. Okay? With his little cup in his hand. All right? So now I'm like, no. So eventually I got on the bus and I brought my ass home. But by the time I got home, something had happened. Okay? Because I was extremely tired, and I think I did like 8,000 steps that day. 8,000 steps. So that really wasn't a lot for me. My goal has always been 6,000. I got to up that goal next year. But I wasn't feeling well. I felt like he was at work, not work. Oh my God. His job is begging. That's his job. So I kind of felt like I hadn't eaten. That was number one. So I ate something, and then it's just like I got extremely tired. So I went to bed, and I laid down, and the next thing I knew, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I hadn't taken my medicine. I was like, dude, Jesus, I must have been real tired. But it seemed as though a flare was coming on. So I had to lay in bed that day and the next day. So, excuse me. That's it. That was the highlight of my week, okay? Yeah, I know. But I got the train station right here by me. I didn't think it was going to be, really that bad, but apparently it was. So I just stayed in the bed. And my niece was supposed to well, me and her talked about that. But anyway, I have been talking for 20 minutes and we haven't even gotten to the recap. Okay. So if you're new here, the recap is the questions of the day that I post on my community wall. You can either answer them there, or you could come here on Sunday, sometimes Monday, at 4 o'clock to answer them with me. Or you can listen to get my opinion. Yeah. That part. You can listen and see what my answers are to the questions. Okay. Wait a minute. Mine started up Monday. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. And I think my doctor I know he's going to not make me, but suggest I take the flu shot, which I do every year. I take my flu shot, my COVID shot, and depending on what year it is, my pneumonia shot. So, Internet Granny, Bionic Granny, I hope you're feeling better. Hey, Felicia B. How are you, love? I hope you're feeling well. Amen. Amen. All day, all day. Amen. Now, I think this recap might be a little longer depending on you can't do any virus shots. Why is that? I thought they would, you must be allergic. I know you are, sweetheart. Oh. Yeah. I know it's okay. Live virus. All right. Oh, you're not allergic. But they give them to me. And depends on with the flu shot, I might be down for like maybe 4 days. But I have all my orange juice, I almost said Seagram's gin. Ciao. Ginger ale. Seagram's ginger ale. And I just make sure I have all the things. That's what I do. I make sure I have all the things. I can tolerate it well. Yeah, you caught that, Sonia J? So, I don't know. Yeah, I've had all my shots. Yeah, not, girl, not gin. um, my prayers are ongoing for you, Felicia P. Hold on, y'all. Please hold. All right. The reason why I mute my mic is because I don't want that in my video. So if you hear me say, please hold, you know what's going on. So my prayers are with you, my warriors. Keep fighting. This is something we have to do in order to survive. Sonia J, you never had the flu shot and you're scared to get it. Well, if you never had it and you've been good, then I would say, what for? You know, we all have different symptoms. I mean, different systems, body wise. Anyone that has lupus knows that everyone's lupus is not the same at all. So, whereas some people get the flu shot, others don't. You know what I mean? I tolerate it pretty well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to just be honest. I would rather take the flu shot and be down for 4 days and let my arm be sore than to catch the actual flu. Okay? I've had the flu before. It is not fun. And I was down for longer than those 4 days. It took me like 3 weeks to recover. 3 weeks to recover. And I'm like, why I'm not bouncing back? Because that was the flu. And that happened like maybe 5-6 years ago. Might be longer than that. Yep. Right. It ain't no joke. But I would rather take the flu shot than have the flu. Because as a person with lupus, we get the flu. And if we can't maintain it at home, yes, Felicia Fee, we'll have to fight extra hard. I do my best. I'm telling you, this is why I wear a mask. Because some of these humans are nasty. I'm telling you. Let me see. Did you get that bad batch me and grandmother had? Are you asking me? Oh, snap. Stop it. You were so sick. You were seeing dead people. You know what? That must have been that bad flu. I'm telling you, because me and my partner was sick at the same time. Both of us. We were both sick at the same time. Wow. Oh, God. Please hold. I'm going to let y'all know right now, closing the window is not going to help this noise. Okay? I tried it. In any instance, I can understand why some can take that flu shot and others cannot. I can understand. Even if you have an autoimmune disease like lupus, I can understand why you can't take it. But this is why I wear masks. This is why because some of these humans are nasty. I'm telling you, this is the reason. I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I didn't want to take the train back home that day is because 4 people down from me, someone was coughing and sneezing their ass off. They was coughing and sneezing their ass off. They didn't have on a mask. They didn't have no tissue to cover their nose. And of course, it was a clear person. I said, you know what? This is that bullshit. This is that bullshit that I don't want to deal with. And that's why I didn't take the train back home. I wish you could work from home too. Now, for the new people that are here, oh God, this they don't want me to get this out. Please hold. All right, these fire people and everybody, they play too much. But anyway, if you're new here, I'm coming to answer the questions of the day with you all because it's not fair for me to put the questions up and not answer them and expect you all to answer them. So I added this to come on every Sunday to do the previous questions of the week. That way you can get my opinion and how I feel. Okay. I'm telling you, I will ride mass transit before I buy a car. I don't even know how to drive. So you just say, hold the line. What you say? The bus driver gets mad because I don't listen. If I could find it in a smaller can, I would carry it in my bag. Oh, yes, I would. Now you're giving me ideas. Okay. So we are going to do the questions of the day for September 8th, 25. That was Monday, September 8th, 25, Wednesday, September 10th, 25, and Friday, September 12th. Now, I'm going to tell you in advance because I had to get a little help from some friends for the question for Friday, and you all will see why. Now, the question for Wednesday, that one is kind of, no, that's for Monday, the one I'm getting ready to read right now. It's kind of, it's going to make you think. So let's get on with it. Monday, 9/8/25, the thought for that day was the best way out is always through. I know. They trying me outside. The best way out is always through, and I agree with this. You have to go through to come out on the other side. Whatever problem you are having at the start of it, you have to go through in order to solve that problem and come out on the other side. Yes, exactly. Come on, Bionic Granny. Hello, Miss Toussaint. How are you, my dear? So, that was the thought. The best way out is always through. Now, the question, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. If you choose to answer, you can answer, and I'll give you my answer. The question for that day was, have you ever burnt a bridge on purpose? Have you ever burnt a bridge on purpose? And how do you feel about that now? Have you ever burnt a bridge on purpose? And how do you feel about that now? I'm going to light this candle. I'm doing well, my love. I am doing well. Okay, Bionic Granny says, yes, she has burnt a bridge and feels good about it. Sonia J says, yes, ma'am, and feel good. All right. Miss Toussaint is speaking. All right. So, all right. Miss Toussaint says, no, I've never burned a bridge on purpose. See, that's the thing. On purpose. You meant to do it. And I know it's a few of y'all in here that meant to do it and don't give a damn. Okay. I know that for sure. So, I'm going to tell you, I did burn a bridge on purpose. I did burn a bridge on purpose. My honey grannies. I had to. I go to jail. I know the feeling. Yes, ma'am. I did. I did burn a bridge. And, well, I'm going to say this. This bridge was different from other bridges because I burnt those and said, fuck you, and walked away, right? But this particular bridge that I burnt, I was like having second thoughts. You know, they say when you burn a bridge, you shouldn't do it because you might want to cross back across. But it was too late for all that. I had burnt that motherfucker down, okay? I burnt the bridge. And then I was like, did I really need to do that? Couldn't I have just walked away? So this was years ago. So in those moments, I was having like second thoughts and feeling, I can even say, feeling a little bit, just a teach of guilt. Okay. But I got over that. So, how do I feel about it now? Looking back, it was the best thing I could have done. I was supposed to do that. You know, you burn some bridges and then you be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have did that. No, no. If you set it on fire and you walk away and it burns, it must have been for a reason, right? And I did mine for a reason. Okay? Now, that's my answer. No, I didn't even really answer. My answer is yes, I have burnt it on purpose. And how do I feel about that today? I don't have any feelings for burning it on purpose. I don't feel any kind of way. It was supposed to happen, I guess. But I haven't burned any recently. That's my thing. That was long ago. Okay. So now we're going to move on to Wednesday, September 10th, 25. And the thought, let me see. Let's see. Conviction and condemnation don't come from God. All right. They sure don't. You're right about that. So the thought for Wednesday, 9/10/25 was nothing is worth more than this day. And I'm glad Felicia Fee is in here. Nothing is worth more than this day. On this day, we are alive. On this day, we are all in this chat together. On this day, we are breathing. Okay? On this day, we are above ground. So nothing is worth more than this day. Now, here is a question that kind of twisted me up a little bit. Because I was waffling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? About this question. The question for Wednesday, 9/10/25 was, do you think it is more important to love or be loved? Do you think it is more important to love or be loved? I'm going to wait on y'all. Okay. Bionic Granny says to love. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give my answer. My answer is to love. And the reason why I say that is because you have to love yourself, right? In order to love others. You also have to love yourself in order to be loved. No one is going to love you if you are just mean and nasty. How can someone love you if you're being mean and nasty? So my answer is, I think it's more important to love. And by that, I mean I have to love myself in order to give love to others. If I don't love me, how am I going to love you? Sonia J says to love. Okay. Now, here comes the controversy. Okay. We're going to move on to Friday, 9/12/25. The thought for that day was, which was what, the day before yesterday? Reach for it, push yourself as far as you can. Reach for it, push yourself as far as you can. Now, excuse me while I turn the page. The question for that day was, what is something the children of today are not doing enough of? And I had to reach out to some friends to get their point of view. Okay? Now, hold on. Okay, my phone is charged now. When I reached out to some friends that I absolutely text, they gave me some answers. They gave me their opinion. Okay. Now, I would say that this, when it comes to children, it can be a touchy subject. You know what I mean? I'm scrolling while I'm talking. Let me see. When was this? Nope, I went too far. Let me check my other friend. Because, child, those answers that I got was like, wow. It was things that I myself thought of. Okay, let me see. Please hold. All righty then. Now, one of my friends said that that they believe that they don't have enough human interaction and kids don't really go outside to play, which doesn't allow them to have conflict resolution and fair play. Right? I'm going to give you my answer right now. What they're not doing enough of is they're not reading enough. And when I say reading, I'm not talking about like what I'm doing on my phone right now. I'm talking about a book in hand and turn the page physically. Um, Another friend told me that the kids of today believe they can do as they think and feel without understanding that they are children and should be introduced to certain things as they mature. Yes, literacy. Right. They should be introduced to certain things as they mature. And some of the young, immature parents help fester this because they don't want to raise children. They want to have a little adult that does as they do, more of a friend and not a mother and father thing. I mean, a mother and child thing, I should say. They need to do things beside play video games. Yes, ma'am. Too grown for their age. Yes, ma'am. And for this right here, I blame the parent. I blame the parent for that. Now, um, yes, rules and roles are all messed up. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now, she also said, and the phones. I think phones should be banned during class time. Now, here in New York City, they are locking the phones up. The kids have to put their phone in a pouch and they get it back at the end of the day, right? Yes. See, this is why I said this right here is kind of controversial a little bit. Now, another friend told me that we're definitely in a literacy crisis. Not enough parenting at home. It's okay to tell your children no. Even related art teachers are in disbelief when students don't know how to properly use crayons or scissors or sing without interruptions and use musical instruments as weapons or play competitive games in gym class without crying, fighting, or pouting. I agree with that. Another, I've reached out to every parent that I know. Okay. Sonia J said, put the phones away, but need to be able to reach in an emergency. See, excuse me, that's the whole thing with that. I'm gonna read the next text my friend sent me, but um, I I feel like it should be okay for them to put the phones away during school time, but I also feel like with everything that's going on in this world right now, they need access. And I would hate for something to happen at any particular school in New York State and those kids can't get to their phone to call their parents. You understand what I'm saying? That bothers me. I feel like the kids need more human interaction. So I understand, taking the phones away so that they can interact with each other. I remember when I used to come back to school after summer vacation and we would all be talking, what did you do for the summer? And, wow, you did that? I went here, I went there. There isn't any more of that. They're not doing that anymore. Or if they are doing it, they texting. It's social media has blown up. And it hasn't only blown up for adults. It's blown up for the kids too. Y'all remember gateway computers? That's when it blew up for me. A gateway computer. Let me read the next text. Having family members that are teachers, I agree that there's not enough parents involved in enriching their children. They depend too much on the schools, and the gentle parenting is delaying children. Coming to kindergarten, not responding to their names, let alone knowing how to spell it. Still in diapers because they'll use the potty when they're ready. Your child is almost 6 and they should be potty trained. All the teachers need to have enough love and courage to stand up for the kids. I remember the DOS language. Okay. Now, I might be telling my age here, but I went to pre-kindergarten. Okay. I went to pre-kindergarten first. And before I got to pre-kindergarten, I was given a pencil and a piece of paper to write my name and learn how to spell it. Not just my first name, my middle name, and my last name. Okay? And I was not watching no Flintstones, no Deputy Dog, no Pink Panther, or none of that until I had wrote that at least 30 times. And I'm 61. Okay? I learned. Now, this is the funny thing. When I started learning how to hold a pencil, I was left-handed. I'm still left-handed now, but my mother used to take the pencil and put it in my right hand. I'll say this, I'm ambidextrous. My left hand is the hand I use to sign checks and all that stuff, okay? My right hand, I can also do the same thing. It's not going to be as elegant as when I write it with my left hand, but I can do it. Okay. So she used to take the pencil and put it in my right hand, and I would switch it back to my left, and she would put it in my right, and I switch it back to my left, and she put it in my right. Finally, she just gave up. Okay? She just gave up finally. Yes, exactly. I also had to learn my phone number, know my parents' name. So when I got to pre-kindergarten, and I had a cousin in my class with me, okay? I had to know all of that going into pre-kindergarten. Then I went to kindergarten. I don't even know if they still do pre-kindergarten right now. You're right-handed, but right with your left. Okay. My mother used to always tease me and say, you keep right with your left hand, you gonna owe the devil a day. Well, I guess I owe. So I also knew how to count to 100. Okay. In pre-kindergarten. Then I went to kindergarten. Then first, second, third, on from there. Okay, they still do pre-K. All right. So now, my other friend texted me and said, the kids these days don't know how to read for understanding. They call words. They have no critical thinking skills. They can't tell time unless there's a digital clock. That's another thing I had to do. I had to look at that clock and tell my mother what time it was. Okay, let's see. By the time I was 4, I knew my parents, grandparents, and my great grandmother's phone numbers. See, this is what I'm talking about. She said they have no critical thinking skills. They can't tell time unless there's a digital clock. They can't solve problems amongst themselves, and quite a few can't tie their shoes. Okay. We had to learn all that coming up today. We had to learn that. If you are right now 60 plus, you already know you had to learn all that. Even 50 plus, you had to learn all that before you went to pre-K. My mother was a teacher. She was determined for me not to be stupid. Okay. I remember how we taught in the 60s. So I went to that mode when raising mine. See, that's what I'm talking about. The raising is now different from when we came up. I remember going to the principal's office before beginning kindergarten. They said he was going to show his paddle, and I walked home and left my mama up at the school. Listen. Let me get through this. So I knew that those were the answers that I got. Those are the texts that I got when I reached out to a few of my friends. That's what they replied to me about. My mother wasn't a teacher, but she made sure all of us knew how to read when we went to kindergarten. Exactly. Listen, Dr. Seuss was my friend back then. Dr. Seuss was my friend back then. Okay. We talking Cat in the Hat and all those things. See Spot Run and all that. I feel like I know they ain't coming this way. They better not be coming this way. Oh God. Okay. I feel like as time went on, and we got to like let me see. Hold on, please. Please hold. You are right, Bionic Granny. We did have to know basic colors and our numbers. Thank you, Lord, for the parents who cared. You damn right. Because I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say this. When I moved into this apartment that I'm in now, my best friend, God rest her soul, moved next door. And we had fun. When I moved in here, I was 13. We got to be 18 and she got pregnant. So now I'm thinking, well, 18, it's over for you. You gonna have to stay in the house because now you have a baby. You know what she used to do? She used to sneak out the house to go roller skating. And I mean, I didn't have chick nor child. So I didn't have to sneak to go roller skating. And I was 18. She would leave her baby with her grandmother. Her grandmother used to get so mad. Let me see. In the first grade, they gave me a reading textbook and told me to read the story for homework. I misunderstood and read the whole book. I gave it back to the teacher the next day and said, I'm finished. I know that's right. That must have been a good book, though, for you to read it like that. So she was stuck in the house. 18 years old. Exactly. Teen. Long as it say teen in your age, you are not grown. Exactly. So there were many, many times that she left that baby. Me too. I love to read too. She left that baby with her grandmother. Okay. Then they moved across the street, still in the same complex, but her grandmother passed away. Now by this time, she was like 22, 23. She got pregnant again. let's just say overall she had 4 children. Okay. Now, a couple of my other friends, let's go back to when I was in the teens. A couple of my other friends, they got pregnant too. And had the nerve and the unmitigated gall to ask me when I was going to get pregnant. And I looked at them and said, never. I'm not getting pregnant right now. I don't want to have children right now. I want to have fun. I'm 18, be 19 soon. I want to keep having fun. Well, I'm going to tell you, they got mad at me and stopped speaking to me because they couldn't hang out. Okay, they couldn't go to the club and then go to the after hour spot and then go to Jimbo's and then come home. They couldn't do that. They couldn't come out and do all the things. But my thing is leaving that alone and coming into the past and into the future. It seemed like over time the mothers were getting younger and younger and younger. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It seemed like the mothers were getting younger and younger. Okay. 15 years old and you pregnant? 16 years old and you pregnant? Where is your parents? Where are your parents? I mean, because I could walk down the street today and walk by a bunch of okay, there are several schools around me. And when these schools get out, all the little girls get out and all the boys get out and they fuck you bitch. I'm like, what? And I know that's a junior high school over there. So they in their teens. Got on a whole Catholic uniform. Talking about fuck you bitch. Get out my face. You always begging. I feel like somewhere along the line, the parents dropped the ball. And I feel like us not being able to discipline our children has come to an all-time high. Okay? Some parents go too far. You understand what I'm saying? Some parents are abusive. We hear about this in the news all the time. All the time we hear about this. But now, if you are a parent that don't take no mess and you make sure your child go to school every day and, do their homework and all that, right. It was like that at my son's school. I looked at the teachers and they said nothing to the kids. They not going to say nothing. They not going to say nothing. Not being able to discipline when you are supposed to, I feel like it's helping them get away with this stuff. I mean, I was in the supermarket a couple of months ago And this 4-year-old child wanted these cookies. And the mother said, no, you can't have them cookies. He said, I want the cookies. The mother said, no, put them back. No, I want the cookies. The mother went over there, took the cookies from him, and put them on the shelf. He started screaming. Child, I went in the supermarket for something. When that child started screaming, I just put whatever I had back and left the supermarket. It could be me and my menopause, but I can't take the screaming. Okay? I can't take it. And I left my earbuds upstairs. I was like, oh my God. But the questions that I put up, and I want to get into this, being truthful. The questions that I put up, some of them are real personal. And I've been skipping over those and just doing the fun ones, the not so serious, and the ones that make you think. I have a lot of questions, y'all. I have a lot. We haven't even cleared 50 yet. I have a lot of questions. So I want y'all to get ready, because I'm telling you now, some of these questions, I might sneak one in there every now and again, but I want y'all to think. I want y'all to comment. Give me your opinion. It doesn't have to agree with my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. Everyone has an opinion. You understand what I'm saying? And I want you all to give me your honest opinion on the questions that I ask. I'm going to come live Sundays or Monday and give you my opinion, and we can sit and discuss. So that's it. That was your recap for September 8th, 25, September 10th, 25, and day before yesterday, September 12th, 25. Yeah, they are scared to say anything. They are. They're scared to say anything. Child, I don't know what happened after that child started screaming. I don't have no idea what happened, because I left the supermarket. I can't take it. I can't take it. I cannot take it. Let me tell you something. I have seen mothers that give their child start acting out. I see mothers that give their child a look, and that child stop what they doing. That's the look I used to get. Okay? I used to get that same look. My mother used to be like, we can deal with this now or wait till we get home. And I used to just get in mine, child, because I didn't want to wait till I got home to deal with it. I really didn't. And I'm not saying that every parent out here in this world right now today is a bad parent. I'm not saying that. Not at all. It just seems like the younger the mother, I've heard young ones say, I want to grow up with my child. What kind of mess is that? Grow up with your child. Okay. But I'm not saying every parent is a bad parent. There are many good parents out here, many great parents, many excellent parents. I just sincerely wish for myself that they would pay more attention to what their children needs, so it won't be such a hardship on the teacher. We have to remember that teachers are parents too. They may be or they might not be. Most of the time they are. So you don't want to, that reflects back on you as a parent. If your child can't read going into pre-kindergarten, if your child doesn't know numbers, letters, colors, how to spell their name, and all the things, that reflects back on you as a parent. Because I know the teacher will be going, well, what are they doing at home? And that's where all of these electronics come in at. All of them. Okay, but I'm not saying every parent is like that. All I'm saying is, in these days and time, we need to take better care of our own. There are a lot of mothers and fathers who say, oh, I take care of my child. Do you? Do you? Taking care of your child is not about just clothing and feeding and making sure they got a clean bed. It's also about love. It's also about education. You know what I mean? You have to teach them before they get to school. They need a jumping off point, and you are that as a parent. You are the jumping off point. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's in my head. So I'll say this. You are the starting point as a parent. You are the starting point. Teachers are not babysitters. They are not. They are there to further your child's education, to open and expand their minds, to see what their interests are outside of the phone that they have in their hand all the time. So I know I went overboard and I went in and over, but that's what I mean by these questions. They're gonna cause a conversation. Nurturing and education. Yes, exactly. We need to be, well, not me, but we need to be the jumping off point for all our children. Okay? Okay, thank you. All right, so we are almost an hour and a half in, and I knew that last question was gonna expand our time. Y'all know I don't be holding y'all long, but y'all know I don't be holding y'all long. I come in, give a little shoulder, do the questions, tell y'all what I did for the week, and I bounce. But you are so right, Bionic Granny. It does all begin at home. It does. Thank you, Sonia J. Thank you very much. Okay. Before I go, let me see. I gotta scroll up. Um, all right. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Sonia J, CCNTV, Bionic Granny, Felicia Fee. Thank you all so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. I really do. And you all know, like I always say, take great care, be blessed, never stressed, and stay safe always. Y'all go and enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to lay down and go watch Columbo.